Let's do it!
We will push for a societal transformation.
Communist Manifesto.
Communist.
Communist.
Correct.
What?
Democratic
That
Party
sounds
platform.
Majorly communist.
Democratic.
Correct. We've established new classes, new conditions of oppressions, new forms of struggles that replace the old ones.
Communist.
No, I feel like all the answers are going to be Democratic.
What's your answer?
Okay, I'll go with Democratic.
Party platform? Communist Manifesto.
Communist Manifesto this time?
Correct. The racial, wealth, and income gaps are the result of policies that discriminate against people.
Democratic.
Correct.
Oh, it is?
Oh, it is. Democratic Party platform or Communist Manifesto?
Democratic.
Correct.
Communist Manifesto.
Democratic Party platform. Disparities in wealth cannot be solved by the free market. Communist Manifesto or Democratic Party platform?
Communist Manifesto.
Ooh, Democratic platform.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Ken here today, and we'll be reacting to a video with the Communist Manifesto or the 2016 Democratic Party platform. As you saw from the intro, they asked a list of questions, and I kind of want to talk about how in 2023, is it more evident that the Democratic Party is more far left or less far left? Because a lot of people I talk to, they like to act like the Republican Party turned more right or conservatives got more extreme. And how I see it is they basing it off their own personal position on the Overton window, if there's a way of encapsulating how more extreme the party as a whole has went. And just because, look, here's an example. Republicans stayed here the whole time. And when Democrats move further left, they're like, oh my God, look, the conservative party, the Republican Party has become more far right extremists, mega Republicans. They're so extreme. And it's almost like it's a projection on where they're at. Like they moved themselves further left. And as you saw from the intro, about a minute and 15 seconds, you've seen how extreme that the Democratic Party has really become. And I'm even going to show you some cases of now in 2023, right? How you got ex-CNN contributors, right? Remember, I did a video about journalism already, how most journalists are far left, not far left, but they lean left. Right. And he says that we should be considering Hamas a government organization. This was November 2nd. Now, this didn't age well, right? But you do think he retracted an apology? No, he didn't, right? We got Megyn Kelly blasting them as people on college campuses, calling them grifters and liars who, after backing Hamas, saying we're witnessing the collapse of wokeism, which is another like far left type of ideology has taken over the Democratic Party, right? And then here's the not final story, but Democratic Senator Chris Coons accosted by far left journalists on Amtrak, asking him if he's telling the Democratic senator threatened the journalist, saying he's going to throw him off the train because the journalist asked him about why he didn't call for a ceasefire in the Hamas-Israel war. This is the party of the Democratic. This is the Democratic Party in 2023. Right. And in 2016, because that video I just showed you in the intro was made 5 years ago. Right. But hey, you know, is the Republican Party that get more extreme? No, Republican Party barely changes anything. If not, they turn more left a little bit, the Republican Party as a whole. But for some reason, we're supposed to sit here and believe that it's a far left extremist. And this is my argument has been the whole time. I think we have too much liberal. We have too much of a liberal bias in media, and they frame things incorrectly. They frame things in a way, Republicans became far right, when in reality it's them becoming far left, to the point where you're calling Tim Pool a conservative. I'm just being honest here. This is the pot calling the kettle back. This is projection wholeheartedly. But hey, I digress. I want you guys to check out this next part, which will end off the video, and I will kind of like talk about some of the concerns that I have with some of the statements that the Democratic platform and the Communist Manifesto speak about. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna stick with the Communist Manifesto.
That's definitely the Communist Manifesto.
That is definitely the Democratic Party.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds just like the Communist Manifesto. That's crazy.
Yeah, they sound similar, don't they?
Yeah, they do, low key.
We will challenge and dismantle the structures that define lasting racial, economic, political, and social.
Communist Manifesto.
Party
Wait,
platform.
what? No way.
They sound pretty
I
similar,
see why
right?
this game is happening. That sounds like the Communist Manifesto, so I'm gonna go with Democratic Party.
Correct! The system is not working. We have rigged the economy.
Damn, that's kind of hard. I'll say, okay, so I'll say communism.
Democratic Party platform.
Democratic.
Correct.
Communist Manifesto.
Democratic Party platform.
Communist platform.
Communist.
Correct.
Communist Manifesto.
Bruh?
Yep.
That's the Democratic Party, and that's why.
2016, y'all. 2016, 7 years ago. The video was made 5 years ago in 2018, but that was a platform in 2016 when Hillary Clinton was running. Right? And then this is some of the points I had. And this is why I always say that I believe the Democratic Party has not a monopoly, but they have the majority of the low information vote. Tell me I'm lying. Hey, give me some studies. All I know is young people tend to be less politically knowledgeable than older people who has the young vote. The Democratic Party does, right? Black people, I always make this argument, they're the least politically engaged group of people. And I think Hispanics too, but for the most part, black people are less politically engaged than most people, right? Politics is not popular in my community. I'm just being honest here. Who they overwhelmingly vote for? 90% clip, they vote for the Democratic Party. Which party is pushing for a lower voting age? The Democratic Party. Why? Because they have the control of the institutions. This is my argument to black people. I always tell black people, hey, look, your vote is kind of uninformed because you're stuck in an ideological echo chamber. You only got one perspective. And you wonder why a lot of you guys are passively Democrat. All you have to do is go to high school. Look at what the teachers are pushing. Look at this, the transgender stuff. Look at all the stuff they're pushing that conservatives disagree with. But it's in your schools. It's in your public schools. Why? Because Democrats are in favor of the Department of Education. So therefore, they're like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Okay, we'll make sure these kids slant towards our direction. This is why when you learn about Black history, you only learn about how Black people were victims. You don't learn how Black people were victors. The only time you'll learn about the victory of Black people is if the Democratic Party is involved. So that means you don't know anything past 1960. Tell me I'm lying. A lot of the stuff I learned about Black history, I had to learn it on my own. I had to go find books and read it for myself. Frederick Douglass and them, Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. Who was the party of the KKK? Democrats. And when I sit here and say that the Democratic Party has always been a party of racism, all they did was change their stripes. Right? Instead of being racist against Black people, they're racist for Black people. All you have to do, my proof, affirmative action. Discriminate against Asians and white people for the benefit of Black people. When it used to be in reverse. Isn't that not racism? I go by absolutes. When I'm judging things, I tend to judge towards absolutes because at the end of the day, if you make exceptions to rules, someone can justify doing, like, pretty much bending the rules to their favor. Oh, reverse discrimination will cure past discrimination, right? You'll find justification to continue this charade. And in reality, all you're doing is perpetuating racism throughout history, discrimination throughout history, injustice throughout history. This is why I don't agree with the Democratic platform at all. Even the Communist Manifesto. While these people pushing for communism, they don't even understand what it is. So I wrote down some points that I wanted to kind of challenge, right? They want to push for societal change. Like, I don't know what that means. You see these vague statements, they're not very specific because it gives them room to take it any direction they want. How I know that their version of societal change is, hey, we want to create a hierarchy based on race where Black people are at the top. Does that sound like a good idea? No, it doesn't. It's still going to have resentment. You're still going to have disparities. You're still going to have inequality. You just want inequality towards a certain group of people. All this seems like it's a play for power. Second point, the system has created new forms of struggle. Well, to me, there's no new forms of struggle. Like, we're human from perpetuity. Like, what I see is you find new reasons to claim struggle. Oh, I didn't make it because of my gender. I didn't make it because of my sexual identity. I didn't make it because of X, Y, Z. In this culture, we're in this victim Olympics where people are trying to find justifications for why they should get entitlements. They should feel entitled to something. Oh, I'm a descendant of a slave, but you never personally experienced slavery, but you think you're supposed to get paid because your ancestors faced slavery, even though you never suffered any of it yourself, but you deserve to get it. That's crazy. That's asinine to me. But hey, people, right? Racial, wealth, and income inequality is due to policies. That is a lie. Racial wealth and income inequality is based on the individuals and their decision making and their abilities as well. Sorry, not sorry. If you have a culture, and this is my slight against the black culture, if you have a culture that pushes your young people to go towards a career that has low probability of success, aka be a rapper, athlete, actor, in somewhere in the entertainment field, those have low odds of success compared to another culture where they're pushing their kids to go be a doctor, engineer, and lawyer. Who's gonna have who's gonna have the better average person in their group with a high income? The group that pushes them towards high probability outcomes, aka becoming an engineer, lawyer, doctor, because there's more opportunities to be those things. While being an athlete, rapper, and actor, there's less opportunities to be those things. This is why the NBA is 74% black. Tell me, hey, look, end of the day, the culture is the input, and then you get the output. The output is the NBA is 74% black. Why? Because the culture pushes their kids to go towards that route, and that's why we tend to have the best basketball players in our group. But don't get mad at the other people when they're taking fields that just happen to have more opportunity. Therefore, their average income is a lot higher than black folks. All I have to do is show you the stats. And that's my argument for what's responsible for the income gaps. The wealth gap is not due to your race, it's due to your behavior. And I'm gonna stand on that point. Disparities, what was the last point I wanted to talk about? Disparities cannot be solved by the free market. And I agree with this. It cannot be solved by the free market. Disparities can only be solved by the community and the individuals within that community. AKA, it's up to you. No external factor is going to change. Because at the end of the day, you're in America, this is the best place to be black. If you can't make it here, you technically can't really. You're gonna have it harder trying to make it somewhere else. At least that's how I think. Because this is where all the richest black people live at. This is where the top 1% of black people live at in America. But you're complaining. Hell, you complaining here, bro. Where are you gonna make it at? Where else are you gonna make it at? If you go to most places, most of them are homogenous. You go to Africa, it's mostly black people there. You ain't making it there. You go to any of these European countries other than France, majority of them are disproportionately white. Like it's like 95% white. This is one of the most diverse countries in the world, and you still can't make it here, but you think you can go to China and make it? Japan and make it? Huh? You'll face more racism over there. I'm just saying. But people don't like to see the trade-offs. They just see, oh, this is not working for me right now. Let's change it all. Let's throw the baby with the bathwater. No, I don't think that's a very practical solution. But, we all can hash it out. We all can debate about it. We all can talk about it. But, hey, you let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you believe that the Democratic Party is even more extreme than where it is now, or you think it just chilled out since 2016? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really like to hear them. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.